Maybe some didn't treat you with the intention of being careless or mean. They were just uneducated. Like they didn't know how severe or unchangeable your condition was. Maybe they just didn't understand?
Maybe, totally, maybe not. But I do think I'm wise enough to understand that since it's exhaustive to care about oneself, how could it not be to care for others? And everyone has their own bad days and problems. I'm not alone in that. But how many of these bad or worse days are we allowed to have before we just accept that that worst version of ourselves is just who we are? And when can we admit we're just being too forgiving to others for their behavior? Or our own, even? And apparently I'm just lacking in coping mechanisms and social skills, and too many to be able to successfully hide my pain without making it
Awkward. Talking about it is a mechanism, or tool, to fix the problem. Which is the mechanism that's out of whack?
And sometimes I'd even get mad at myself for complaining or ranting about all of my issues, but I think I just wanted everything to make sense. But I've pretty much realized that not all of it needs to or does, and that should be helpful, right?
Why do some of us focus more on how we operate versus those who just function? Why is learning how I function so important to me?
Because we feel like we sometimes can't. I feel like I'm already too old to doubt who I am anymore, and to believe that someone knows me better upon initially meeting. And I never had enough energy to feign being pleasant for long, so it was either be pleasant, then down, or always down, because as I knew, at some point I would be down. That it would get bad. Because this cycle just goes on and on and on and on. It never stops.
But since we all have a beginning and an end, it could be perseverance which defines us. But I'm not even sure it's our willingness to do so. That would be saying it's character that matters most. But it matters to whom, and with which scale is said quality to be measured. And even when we do our best, we might still never be good enough for anybody else.
Hey, we have to be our own cheerleaders. That's the way it is. I'm just trying to be good enough for me. It's difficult, but luckily I have low expectations of myself most of the time. I used to have specific expectations of others, but they could have been just as miserable as me. And why should they have known what I needed or how to give it to me when I didn't even know and couldn't? I couldn't even give them what they needed, especially when I didn't even know what it was. And I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Me neither. I don't want to be the misery of the world. But sometimes I just rage inside, and it comes out as snark or sarcasm. I just can't seem to help it. I'm so sad and angry and lost most of the time.
Or maybe we're all just careless, miserable turds. The most important thing to remember is that your own issues are more so an inconvenience to others than to yourself. No worries if you don't remember, you'll be reminded.
No matter how true, vocalizing reality is heavy.
I know. At least we're trying to accept readily who we are at an earlier age than Eddie's.
Who's Eddie?
Hey, want to hear a Smells Like Sound song?
Welcome home, you lowest wanted.